2, 5.7 homework help. Come this way, come this way. Okay. So your homework starts at number 9. So you have to do 9 through 15 are required. 16 through 25 are extra credit. Because we didn't go over how to do them in class. It should be review, but it's probably been a while. So here we go. I'll start with number 9. It says solve each system of equations using substitution. Check your solution in both equations. Okay. So our first step, if you're solving with substitution, our first step is to solve for a variable. Get a variable alone on one side. You just need it in one equation to get a variable alone. Green and blue, black. Okay. They already did this for us. Y is all by himself over here. So that they already did step 1 for us. Y is alone on one side. So what that means is we're going to substitute x plus 1 in for y. These y's are the same thing. Y is equal to y, which is equal to x plus 1. Therefore, you can substitute it in. Equal, equal, equal. Equal, equal, equal. Okay? So we're going to substitute x plus 1 in for y. Here we go. So I'm going to rewrite this guy. So I have x plus 2. And here we go. We're substituting x plus 1 in for y. X plus 1. Oh, equals 8. I was like, I'm forgetting something. Equals 8. So there's that. Where's my other color? Blue. Oh, I don't need it anymore. Okay. Now we're just solving for x. So I'm going to rewrite this. So I have x. And then here, I'm going to distribute my 2. Distribute my 2. So I get 2 times x, which is just 2x. 2 times 1, and that's equal to 8. Okay? All I did in this step was I rewrote the x, and then I distributed my 2. 2 times x, 2x, 2 times 1, 2. And then rewrote equals 8. All right? Now we're going to combine our like terms. So these both have an x, so I can combine them together. Combine them together. X plus 2x. Gives me 3x. If I have 2 x's and Bob has an x, together we have 3 of them. Yay! 3x. Okay, I combine those together and then just rewrite everything else. Plus 2 equals 8. Okay? Solve for x, so we want this guy all alone. So I'm going to subtract 2. You get 3. I lost it. There it is. 3x is equal to, this is gone. 8 minus 2 is 6. Okay, oh, let's go down just a little bit. There we go. Last step is divide by, this is 3 times x. So we have to do the opposite of multiplying, which is dividing. So we're going to divide by 3. All right? So you get x equals 6 divided by 3, which is 2. Okay. There, we did the hard part, but you're not quite done. We know x is equal to 2. Let me erase some of this. Okay, we know x equals 2, so we have to find y. Okay, we need to find a point. So we have x is 2, but we need to figure out what y is. We need to figure out y. So take 2 and substitute in for x. You can use either equation. It doesn't matter. You'll get the same thing. All right, I think this one's going to be easier, so I'm going to use the top. I'll rewrite it. Y equals x plus 1. Okay, so I just rewrote it. That's it. So now I'm going to substitute 2 in for x. Y equals 2 plus 1. Y equals 2 plus 1 is 3. So that is your answer, is 2, 3. All right. It tells you to check. Okay, to check, you're just going to substitute this point into both equations to make sure it works. Oops. So I can take 2, 3, and so we just use this equation. So I'm going to substitute into this one. So x is 2, so substitute in 2 for x, plus 2, and then, oh, I should have made that green. Y is 3. There we go. So this becomes 2 times 3 equals 8. Right. So then we just get 2 plus 2 times 3 is 6 equals 8. 2 plus 6 is 8, so 8 equals 8. So it does in fact work. So that's how you check your answer. You figure out the point, and then to check, you substitute into the equations to make sure it works. Okay. Okay. If you understand this and you don't need to see another one, cool beans. I'm going to do number 14. So I did number 9. I'm now going to do number 14. So here it is. I color-coded it, okay? So y equals 2x minus 3, and x plus y equals negative 5. That's what they give you. I made my y's green, and I made my x's blue. Oh, that's from the last one. Hold on. That was from number 9. My bad. Okay. So solve by using substitution. First step, solve for a variable. Get a variable alone on one side of the equation. Get a variable alone on one side of the equation. So look at these two equations. Do I have a variable that is alone on one side? All by himself on one side? Is there a variable that is all alone on one side of the equation? It only has to be in one of them. And yes, y is all by himself over here. He's so alone. So alone. So we're going to use y. So I'm going to substitute 2x minus 3 in for y. Remember, these y's are equal to each other. This y is equal to this y, which is equal to 2x minus 3. Therefore, these three things are all equal to each other. All right. So let's substitute it in. So we're going to substitute into this equation. So I have x plus, okay, here's where we're going to substitute it in. 2x minus 3, and then don't forget to rewrite equals negative 5. I just got hungry. Okay, it's fine. It's fine. Anyways, x plus 2x minus 3 equals negative 5. Combine your like terms. So what can I combine on this side? What can I combine together? Well, this has an x, and this has an x, so I can put them together. X plus 2x is 3x. And then minus 3 equals negative 5. Okay, now we're solving for x, so get x by itself. So we're subtracting 3. So to get rid of that, we're going to add 3. Do the opposite. Gives you 3x, and then this is gone. Negative 3 plus 3 is 0, so that's gone. Equals negative 5 plus 3 is negative 2. Okay, you're going to get a fraction. It's okay. Next step, or last step, for this is to divide by 3. This is 3 times x, so we're going to divide both sides by 3. And you get x equals negative 2/3. You can leave it as a fraction. If you change it into the decimal, not the end of the world, but I would prefer you leave it as a fraction. It's more exact that way, less messy. Okay. So that's x, but we're not done. Remember, we're not done. We're not done. You must now use what you know and solve for y. So, x equals negative 2/3. You can substitute this into either equation. Either substitute it in for x here or here, and then you would solve for y. It does not matter which one you choose. You will get the same answer. Substitute x in either here or here. I'm going to do the top equation. So I have y equals 2. Okay, I'm substituting into this one. So y equals 2 times x. So this is when you're going to substitute it in. Substitute negative 2/3 in for x. Okay. Negative 2/3. And then minus 3. All right, let's see if we can simplify this. I should quit putting the cap on. Okay, y equals 2 times negative 2/3. That's going to give you negative 4/3 minus 3. Let me get rid of this. Okay, quick refresh on this one. So I have 2 and multiplying by negative 2/3. So side, quick little refresh. When you're multiplying a whole number by a fraction, if you want, you can always put the whole number over 1. And then you're going to multiply straight across. 2 times negative 2 is negative 4. 1 times 3 is 3. So that's how I got my negative 4/3. Okay. Just a little, yeah. So then you have y negative 4/3 minus 3. Okay? I'll take a decimal or a fraction, preferably a fraction. So that would be, another way to write this is negative 4/3 minus, let's give this a common denominator. So I'm going to have a denominator of 3. So it just means I have 2. So it would be 9. Okay, I just multiply this by 3. I want to have a common denominator of 3, so I'm multiplying this top number by 3. And you're subtracting, so that would be negative 4 minus 9 is negative 13 over 3. Hopefully that's what they got in the book. Yep. So y is equal to negative 13 over 3. Oh, I erased my x. Oh, negative 2/3. So your answer is negative 2/3, and y is negative 13 over 3. So that would be your final answer. Okay, so then to check, to check your work, you're just going to substitute that back into both equations. I guess let's start with the top one, which we just did the top one, so it should work out. So y is negative 13 over 3 equals 2 times negative 2/3. Minus 3. So if you solve this, is this side equal to this side? Well, we just did this. Okay. Equals Negative 4/3 minus 3, which we just did that, so you do get the same answer. All right. So it works in that equation. Does it work in the other equation? Let's see. This one. So I have x is negative 2/3, well, plus y should be negative 13/3, negative 13/3, and it's equal to, this should be equal to negative 5. Okay. So adding fractions. When you're adding fractions, you have to have a common denominator. Oh, we do. My common denominator is 3. Okay, so then you just combine the top. So I have negative 2 plus negative 13. Negative 2 plus negative 13, that is negative 15. This should be equal to negative 5. All right, negative 15 divided by 3 is negative 5. So yep, that checks out. So that's how you check to make sure your point is correct. You could also graph them, but it wants you to check it algebraically. Alrighty.